Welcome all to my YouTube channel. Today we shall discuss about the Keynesian consumption function. So I will explain each and everything in detail. So if you are having any problem, you just write in the comment box that this part you need the clarifications. So I will clarify. So let us start with the first basic thing is the function first. Because you know that in economics, in many chapters, the concept of function comes. In microeconomics, there's a chapter demand, there's a demand function, in supply function, cost function, in production function. In macroeconomics, there's a called consumption function. So let us start with first that what is called the function. Now function, you know, the function is a kind of mathematical relationship between the dependent and independent variable. So if I write here, what is function? So function is a mathematical relationship between the dependent and independent variable or variables. That means that in a function that there will be one dependent variable, but the independent variable can be more than one. So let's take one example, very simple example that you have already done in your that elementary algebra. Let's say that one equation that y is equal to 2x plus 1. Now y equal to 2x plus 1, here that you know that if the value of x equal to 0, then the value of y will be 1. If you are putting the value of x 0 here, then the value of y will be 1. Similarly, if the value of x is 1, then the value of y will be 3. It means the value of y that depends on the value of x. Since the value of y depends on the value of x, so the y variable, this is called the y variable is called the dependent variable and x is called the independent variable. So we can write this one is the dependent variable, and whereas the x can take any value, so x will be the independent variable. Now if I write in a functional form, then it would be looks like that. How it would be looks like? It would be looks like this. See, y is a function of x. Y is a function of x. So there is always a rule of writing the function that the dependent variable always written left hand side of the equation. Here y is the dependent variable. So we are writing y at the left hand side, and x is the independent variable, and the independent variable is written right hand side within parentheses. This is the way of writing the function. And how to read this one? This one read as y is a function of x. I'm writing here y is a function of x. So this one read as like this, y is a function of x. Now this can be this. I'm giving you another example. Suppose that equation like this, that instead of x equal to 3y plus 2, x equal to 3y plus 2. Now if you take any value of y, let's say if y equal to 0, then the value of x will be putting the value of y 0 here, then x will be equal to 2. If y equal to 1, then x equal to 5. It means here the value x that depends on the value y. So x here becomes the dependent variable where y becomes the independent variable. Then how to read this function? Then this one would be x is a function of y. Because y is the independent variable, so y is written at the right hand side within parentheses, and x is the dependent variable, so it is written at the left hand side. So this is the basic rule of that writing the function, how to write down the function. So now what I said, that what is called the function? Function is a mathematical relationship between the dependent and independent variable or variables. Independent variables that could be more than one independent variable. That's why it can be one variable or variables. Now come to the concept of the conjunction function. I'm giving one very simple trick how to remember all these things. Now, once we say that the conjunction function, that means we need to find out, when you talk about the function, we need to find out the dependent and independent variable. That's all. Just find out the dependent and independent variable. Now, how to find out the dependent variable? Very simple thing. The term which is given, that becomes the dependent variable itself. Here the conjunction is given, so conjunction is the dependent variable. Let's say demand function. In the demand function, demand what is given, so demand becomes the dependent variable. So now your task is to find out what are the independent variables. Now here the conjunction function, if the conjunction becomes the dependent variable, then what would be the independent variables? We need to find it out. Now the independent variable, the conjunction, that depends on the level of income. Think like a micro point of view, if any person's income level goes up, then naturally that his or her consumption level will also increase. So there is a positive or direct relationship between the level of income and the level of consumption. So income is the independent variable, consumption is the dependent variable, because the consumption of the person, that depends on the level of income. Now come to my macro point of view. Here, when we talk about the income in macro point of view, we will say that instead of income, we will talk about the national income. It's a national income. So consumption means aggregate consumption of a country or a nation, that depends on the national income. Let's say that I am indicating national income by Y. Y stands for the national income. National income. And consumption, C stands for the aggregate consumption. Aggregate consumption. So here, which one? Y is our independent variable and C is our dependent variable. Then how to write down the consumption function equation? C is the dependent variable, so C should be written at the left hand side. That equal to function of Y. So this becomes a consumption function. C is a function of Y. It's a consumption function. So consumption, aggregate consumption, that depends on the level of national income. Now, so I hope that you understand that what is the meaning of function, what is the meaning of consumption function. Now let's talk about this first word, the Keynesian consumption function. You know that the John Maynard Keynes, he is known as the father of macroeconomics. Now, after the First World War, that there was that Great Depression that came throughout the world. Every economy throughout the world, they were facing this kind of situations. And during that situation, that Keynes, he talked about that the government intervention is very much essential to come out from these depression situations. So government expenditure should increase, tax levels should be reduced, so that the employment opportunity will be created, more investment will be done, so that as the more investment is done, that the job opportunity will be created, the people will be having more income, and if the people are having more income, then naturally the demand will increase. If the demand will increase, the production will increase. So this is the cycle, and in that way the economy will revive. So the Keynes, John Maynard Keynes, that he is known as the father of macroeconomics. So according to him, the Keynesian consumption function is, so we will modify a little bit of this function, that this consumption function that can be linear, it can be non-linear. Now for the sake of simplicity, we assume that it is a linear consumption function. For the sake of simplicity, we assume it's a linear consumption function. So how the linear consumption function is written? Now it is written like, so consumption function linear consumption function is written as C equal to, let's say, A plus by. C equal to A plus by. Now these equations are very important because there is all the terms are very important to understand that what is this A, what is by. Now you know that according to Keynes, that if the level of income is zero, then what will happen? Will it be that whether all the people they will not consume? If the income is zero, consumption will it be zero? And if the consumption is zero, that all the people without food they will die. Normally, it doesn't happen. There are a lot of unemployed people. Their income level is zero, but still they survive. So, what would happen? That what would happen? That here, according to Keynes, that if income level is zero, if y is zero, then C becomes equal to A. C becomes equal to A. That means consumption is equal to A. A is a constant part. That means a level of, and it is a positive and fixed. Positive and fixed. That means a part of consumption that does not depend on the level of income. I repeat once again, a part of consumption that does not depend on the level of income, which is called the autonomous consumption, which is called the autonomous consumption. So A is called the autonomous consumption. What is the meaning of autonomous? Autonomous is automatic. The consumption will happen automatically without it does not depend on the level of income. Even the income is zero, a person for his or her survival has to consume something. So that is the reason why it is called autonomous consumption, or it is also called the subsistence level of consumption. It is also called, the subsistence level of consumption. Subsistence level of consumption. So A part is called the autonomous consumption or subsistence level of consumption. Now come to this another part of the consumption. There is a BY. Now what is the BY? BY, it is called the induced consumption. It is called the induced consumption. That means this part of consumption, it depends on the level of income. So what I see that one part of consumption that does not depend on the level of income, even the income is zero, a person has to consume for his or her survival. And how he or she will consume, that is a different question. Maybe that he or she is using his past savings. So this is a autonomous consumption, but this part of consumption, another part of consumption, that depends on the level of income. Now, if the person is earning more and more money, so naturally what happens, that is the level of consumption that goes up. So it is induced consumption. Now, out of this induced consumption, then what the B part? Here, the B part you can see, the B means what? This B part is very, very significant and important. This B, it is called the marginal propensity to consume. This is called the marginal propensity to consume. I'm writing here, you just see marginal propensity to consume, or you can say in short MPC. It is called the marginal propensity to consume, or MPC. What is the meaning of MPC? MPC means the change in consumption due to a change in the level of income. So I'm just going a very simple differentiation. Let's say that C equal to A plus by. Now if we differentiate C with respect to y, then it would be dC by dy. Now since A is constant, so it would be 0. B is also this coming out, then dy by dy. So ultimately it becomes 1, and this is B. So dc by dy, that is equal to b. Now dc by dy, according to calculus, it is dc by dy, but this can in economic terms that we can write that also del c or del y, del c del y. That means the change in consumption due to the change in the level of income. The change in consumption due to the change in level of income, that is equal to B. And this is called the marginal propensity to consume. So what is MPC? MPC means, it's very simple to understand. See what? That change in consumption due to the change in level of income. So if you can remember these things, you can write down the definition on your own. Change in consumption, del C, the meaning of del means change, very small change, delta. In short, we call it del. So change in level of consumption due to change in level of income is called B, means MPC. This. Now you know that MPC value, this is what is the range of MPC? The MPC value, MPC or B, this value is more than 0 but less than 1. The value of MPC, that is lying between 0 to 1. It is more than 0 but less than 1. Now the question is why? Why the value of MPC is more than 0 but less than 1? This is a very important point that you need to understand. So it is more than 0 because that if the income changes, suppose income level increases, then obviously the level of consumption will increase. Let's say that a person's income, if the example from the micro point of view, let's say the person income goes up by 100%, then that his or her level of consumption will increase. Let's say it will increase by 50%. So if we divide, that will always be greater than 0. So that marginal propensity to consume, that will be always more than 0. But why less than 1? Because the change in consumption is always lesser than the change in income. That means if a person's income changes, then the level of consumption will change, but the change in consumption will not be as much as the change in the level of income. So the value of numerator is always less than the value of the denominator. That is why it is always less than 1. It is always more than 0 but less than 1. So it is, I think it is clear to you. Now you come to this equation once again, that tension consumption equation, C equal to A plus BY. This is a linear one. Linear means a straight line. Linear means a straight line. It is a linear equation. Linear equation. So generally then in mathematics, that what is the that general equation of a straight line? Y equal to C plus Mx or Mx plus C. So generally in our mathematics, that is Y equal to C plus Mx. This we are normally drawing this axis, X axis, Y axis, where this C is called the intercept of Y axis. This M is called the slope or gradient. This one. So if I draw like this, suppose this equation. So here we can see the positive intercept C. This is called the intercept, that means the distance from the origin to that cutting point. This is called the intercept, and this M is called the slope or gradient. M is called, or M equal to tan theta. Tan theta is called the slope or gradient. Now, if M is negative, then it will be downward sloping. If M negative, then line will be downward. If M positive, then line will be upward. And if M equal to 0, then the line will be parallel to the horizontal axis. Will be parallel. So if I draw like this, these are some basic concepts that you should understand. Then this part will be very much clear to you. Suppose here, that means in this case, that M is negative. If I draw like this, in this case, M is positive. If I draw like this, In this case, m equal to 0. M equal to 0. So if the slope of the line that depend the whether the line will be downward, upward, or parallel to the horizontal axis, that depends on the slope here. Now, if we compare this equation, our Keynesian consumption function equation, with the general equation of a straight line, remember this y and this y are not the same. Here y is our national income, and this c and this c not the same. Here the c is the aggregate consumption. Okay, so here that what is our intercept? So in this Keynesian consumption equation, our intercept would be that A is called the intercept of consumption equation. So intercept A is the intercept of the consumption function, and this is A is greater than 0 and fixed. So that means there is a positive intercept of this line, and this B is the slope. Just if we compare with this general equation of a straight line, y equal to c plus mx, m was the slope or gradient. So here our B is the slope of the consumption function. So B is the slope, and this B value, as we have seen that B value is more than 0 but less than 1. That means this consumption, Keynesian consumption, that is a linear equation. It is an upward sloping straight line with positive intercept, but it is flatter than 45-degree line. So these are the very important observations of this line. So what I said, that it is an upward sloping straight line, upward sloping straight line. Why it is upward sloping? Because B indicates the slope, and that is more than 0. That is why it is upward sloping straight line with positive intercept. Positive intercept, here you can see A, there is autonomous consumption. Autonomous consumption, that will be always positive, okay, with positive intercept, but flatter than 45-degree line. Why it is flatter than 45-degree line? What is the reason? The reason is that the slope is less than 1. We know that tan 45-degree is equal to 1. Tan 45-degree equal to 1. Okay, tan 45-degree 1. So since the MPC value that is less than 1, so we can say that it is always flatter than 45-degree, that less than 45-degree, or flatter than 45-degree. So if I draw the consumption equation, this one line, we draw the consumption line, it will be like this. Say here we consider the national income Y, here the C, it will be like this. So here this one is indicating the intercept of the Keynesian consumption line, and it is flatter than 45. If we draw the 45-degree line, you can see that it is a 45-degree line, and so this line is flatter than 45-degree line, and this is equal to A plus BY. So this is our consumption line. Okay, I hope that you understand that how to draw the consumption line. This one. So that is a C, Keynesian consumption function. And so if you are having that any doubt about the Keynesian consumption function, then you can write in the comment box. I will clarify your doubt. And in the next module, we shall be discussing about the algebraic representations of the national income equilibrium and the graphical representations of the national income equilibrium. So thank you for watching this video.